Socialism is a political and economic ideology that advocates for the collective ownership of the means of production and distribution of goods and services. Marx, the philosopher of socialism, abhorred traditional family roles. At its core, socialism seeks to create a more equal and just society, one that prioritizes the needs of the many over the interests of the few. The family is a barrier to this goal. One of the key tenets of socialism is the abolition of the nuclear family. Firstly, socialism views the nuclear family as a product of capitalist ideology, designed to perpetuate and reinforce social inequality. According to socialist theory, the nuclear family is a tool that is used to maintain the capitalist system by creating a labor force that is dependent on the family unit for its survival. In this way, the nuclear family is seen as an instrument of social control, designed to perpetuate class divisions and maintain the power of the ruling elite. Secondly, socialism views the nuclear family as a source of oppression and exploitation, particularly of women and children. Under capitalism, the nuclear family is often a site of domestic violence, with women and children being subjected to physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. Socialists argue that the nuclear family reinforces patriarchal values, with men being granted greater power and authority within the family structure, leading to the marginalization and exploitation of women and children. Marxists see the family as a barrier to creating a truly egalitarian society. By placing the responsibility for child-rearing and domestic labor on individual families, the nuclear family reinforces traditional gender roles and perpetuates inequality. This, in turn, limits opportunities for women and other marginalized groups, preventing them from achieving their full potential and contributing fully to society. Finally, socialism aims to replace the nuclear family with a more communal and collectivized model of child-rearing and domestic labor. By creating social structures that allow for the collective care of children and the distribution of domestic labor, socialism aims to free individuals from the burden of individual family responsibilities, allowing them to participate fully in social and political life. In this way, Marxist theory sees the private ownership of a child as a barrier to true communal living. Mao Zedong aimed to abolish the traditional family structure by introducing the People's Commune system. The People's Commune was a large collective farm composed of many small farms, each run by its own production team. Each production team was made up of individuals who were unrelated to one another, and there were no distinctions between family members. Members of the production team were expected to work, live, and eat together, and their wages were pooled into the collective. This system broke down the traditional family structure, as members of production teams were not bound by the same familial relationships as they would have been in traditional families. This system was intended to create a more egalitarian society, as it would make it more difficult for family members to take advantage of one another and to hoard resources. With communes, families were often separated from each other, leading to a loss of family ties and support. This had a long-term negative impact on the children, as they were unable to benefit from the guidance and support of extended family members. The question needs to be asked, moving forward, are women actually more happy and free when they are able to be workers and give to the state, or are they actually more content when they get to raise children and be a homemaker? Shouldn't women have a choice? Are most women actually more happy when they get to stay home and care for their families? Having to go back to work, for many, may seem like egalitarianism, but for many, it is true slavery. The ultimate sacrifice, that is, giving up monetary currency, could possibly lead to the greatest reward, raising kids.